is 11 o'clock on, I don't even know the date. Hey, I'm glad that you found this video to watch. I just kind of wanted to come on and document my day because it's something that I never do. And I think as an entrepreneur, a lot of us overthink the process, overthink what is going to actually happen when you start to have clients, when you start to build your empire and things like that. So I just wanted to kind of pop on the camera because I want to share something with you because today is Tuesday, May 9th, and it's 11:09, as well, you can kind of tell. And I just got done with one of my sessions with my client, and before that, I was talking to another client, and before that, I was at the grocery store and I bought something for a different client, and before that, I was at the gym, and before that I was, of course, asleep and then getting ready for the gym. So I kind of wanted to just come on to share like what it is that goes on in a normal day for me. And obviously, it starts waking up and my husband and I go to the gym, unless we sleep in, then we're here obviously. And then I come back and usually I'm with my dog and we go on a walk or we're doing something in the yard. Lately, I've been moving rocks because we have a lot of rocks and I'm trying to make it easier for mowing the lawn. And today on the way back, I was on the phone with a client, and this was a session that was not even, one of our like counted sessions. It was just kind of like a check-in because I think as a business mentor, you can't just be present, once a week for your client. You need to be there for them and you need to show up when they need you. And I started to just recently do this so I could start reaching out more and building, a deeper connection with my clients because I want them to know that I'm there for them, especially during a launch, especially during a crisis, things like that. So I was talking to my client at 7:30 a.m. this morning, 7:45 a.m., something like that, because she's on the other side of the world. I'm on my way back to the gym. She has a busy day. This whole thing was unplanned. I have a busy day. So I just called her on my 25-minute ride back home, and it was great. And we got to connect and talk about that kind of stuff. And even before that, I found out some terrible news about what was going on in one of my clients' lives. So I went out to go buy a card so I can mail it to her because I think that even as a business mentor, you need to be there for people. Like you can't just, you have to value relationships. That's what I'm trying to get at, because I don't want any business owner out there that I'm definitely connected to and helping them grow their business. I don't want them to not cherish relationships because I know that that's something that I take to heart and I really cherish. So I did that for them. I talked to my client as I'm like in my workout clothes on Bluetooth. And I know that a lot of people will kind of think that's a little unprofessional for the industry, but I honestly don't think that's unprofessional. I think it's unprofessional for you not to show up and to not be there for somebody and show them that you care because they're paying you like a lot of money and you got to be there for them. And, whatever a lot of money looks like to them, they're investing in you, whether it's $100, $1,000, $10,000, or whatever the case is. They're investing in you, and you should invest back in them by at least showing them that you do care, even if it's just thinking of them for 5 seconds a day kind of thing. But don't just reach out because it's Friday and it's follow-up Friday. Reach out because you actually care about them and you want to help them. On my call this morning with my client that we did have an appointment with, we really dug into what it is that she actually wanted to create, because she was working on one business and we transitioned into a new business. And the really cool thing is, I don't know what it is. Maybe my clients can comment below on this video or something, but it seems like I'm tapping in and I'm in alignment with each one of my clients, because she was having issues with brainstorming and I just like came up with like, here, look, like what about this lead magnet? Like you literally were kind of talking about it and this is how it's all mapped out and it's like, boom, done. I mean, even like last week and the weeks before and the months before, I've kind of been doing the same thing. And I like that I'm able to pick up on what my clients need and be able to help them, even though sometimes we get on the call, we don't even know what the call is going to be about till we're on it and I can see it. But I always want to make sure that I'm reminding them that I'm not the authority figure for their life, for their business, for their decisions, and it all comes down to them. I'm here to guide them and support them on their journey to whatever it is that they desire most, but I don't want to be the one that says, you have to do this lead magnet, you have to do this word copy, you have to do this sales funnel this way, you have to be on Facebook instead of YouTube, you have to be wherever, because at the same time, they're going to lose touch with themselves. So I always want to make sure, and I always check in whether or not that this feels good to them. And I had a client one time tell me, why are you always asking me, like, you're the mentor, like, you're supposed to be coaching me. And like, the thing is, yes, I am. I am the mentor and I am the one that can help you in those areas. But there's points of our calls throughout having all my clients where I'm literally teaching them, whether it's something technical, whether it's something that they need to know about a sales funnel, they need to know about managing risk, all that kind of stuff. There's points throughout the call where I'm guiding them. And so okay, so this is everything that I'm seeing. And these are my brain dumps on you based on everything that you're telling me. And I think that's important too, because you need someone that's like right there in alignment with you so you can create all the good stuff you want. And then I'm also supporting them because I don't want to tell you that your dreams are incapable. I'll tell you like those are some really big fucking dreams and I love it, but let's come down to reality and know that that's not happening next month. Let's kind of map this out and see where it's going. And I'm there to support you through, all the little hiccups. I mean, I'm the coach that will literally like sit here on my phone and watch it all day. If we're launching something, like, okay, like let's keep me updated. I want to know what's going on for lunch. And, I'm the one that's like randomly doing surprise call with clients to ask them like, how's it going? How's this launch? How's this client? I heard you had this today. And I mean, I want to be like your business mom, like they're supportive and everything else like that. So I think that as a business mentor, what I'm trying to say as I document my today is that you don't have to show up and feel like you have to be a badass. I mean, like, look at me today. Like, my hair looks a little crazy. I'm in my shirt. I don't even have my office fully together because we moved. And I'm here and I'm present and I'm giving away all my valuable information. But at the same time, I'm not coming off anything less than myself because I'm showing up as 100% me. And I think that you as a human should too. But I mean, if it's not your style, then it's not your style kind of thing. And obviously that's probably why we're not working together if you're watching this. But if you are somebody and you feel like you are doing things because the industry is telling you like that's the way it should be, I want you to know that it doesn't have to be that way. You can literally make your own rules because you're the control. Like, you are the control and everything else is just an illusion. I mean, control is actually illusion too, but that can be for another video because I just got a notification that I got to go to another call. So I just want to leave you with that. You are totally worth your dreams and you're capable. You're the only authority you need. And no matter what, just show up as yourself and don't overthink the process because you can literally do anything you set your mind to. And if you're showing up for your clients and, you're being grateful for everything that you have, everything that's coming, everything that you've had in the past, and you are continuing to honor this by being present and being mindful instead of mindless, you're going to change your life, but you're also going to change every single life you come into contact with. And as a business mentor, a business coach, consultant, whatever anybody wants to call me, business strategist, that is my goal. I want to be able to change my client's life. And I hope no matter what your passion is, that you want to change your client's lives too. basically like that kind of stuff. So basically everything but marketing, but I also do the marketing side. But I'm focusing a lot on the whole risk side and the whole structure and system side because a lot of people are operating their businesses like little islands. And I don't think that's how you should ever operate a business. Like it needs to be like a highway going through a town and not like a highway that's backed up because of traffic, but like, like a smooth road, like everything's connected and flows constantly and consistently, and there's not those traffic jams. Versus the whole little islands where everything's separated because it makes business so much harder. So I started focusing more on that so everything flows good together because I felt like that was the missing piece. Versus before where I would just kind of be like waiting for you to tell me what the next step is and then we'd be going. But yeah, I guess it's like more aware of your gut feeling, your intuition kind of thing, and being in alignment because like right now it's easier for you to create things because you're in alignment versus in the past where it was like you wanted to hit your head against the wall, or at least that's how I felt at that point in my business. It's like, why the hell is nothing working? So I feel like that's what I'm doing more of. Yeah. Basically just setting you up for success as an entrepreneur versus being like the other business coaches and focusing on marketing and customer support and products and service. Because I feel like that's what everyone focuses on. But there's so much more to business. And teaching them how to manage money. Like that's been a big thing. I was telling Brad like just the other day, maybe like 2 days ago or something. Could have been last week. I don't know. But I was like, I wish high school taught 2 classes. Like after talking to all these people and my clients and stuff like that, I'm like, they need to teach a class on how to handle emotions and be self-aware. That needs to be a class. And they also need to teach a class in high school on how to manage money and like what money is. Like those are 2 things. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, people would either love me or hate me if I was, the president, the governor, the principal, whatever, because those are 2 classes that need to be taught because there's too many little emotional whiny babies that they get turned down and then it's like the world's going to end and they're not good enough. And it's like, that's so not the case. Like being defeated is part of life. Like you get knocked down, you got to get back up. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I mean. And I feel like there's a lot of like the fake stuff on social media because like there's ads where people are like renting cars and they're in some big home because they rented it for the weekend for their mastermind or something. And they're making these videos and they're making these ads. And then I'm getting on the phone talking to somebody that's either worked with them or they've seen them and they're like, yeah, and I haven't done anything with my life because I'm looking at this 25-year-old and they have this big home, they have this car, they're doing this and that. And I'm like, I mean, I can go stand in front of $1 million home and make a video too. Like you could. Like they've literally done shit with their life. Like who gives a crap if they got a new car? Like anyone can go buy a new car. Ask them if they bought their home and if they had a mortgage, if their business income was included on it, because that shit's harder to do. Ask them what debts are actually paid off and if they had big debts or was it, they had a credit card with $1,000 debt. Like, I'm like, you can't compare yourself to anybody. You can't. It's a bunch of BS. Yeah. All right. So now it's 1 p.m. and I just got done talking to another client that I previously worked with. And this is kind of like a follow-up call after not talking to her, I don't know, in like 4 months, maybe. Yeah, like 4 months, I would say. And we were talking about things, and I kind of just want to bring up the fact that sometimes we already know the answer and we tend to overthink it and we get stuck. And I mean stuck for months. I mean, that's the way it was with my business. That's the way it was with her in this business and that she does. And then all of a sudden things start to validate themselves by appearing up in other people's life. So maybe another company is doing what your idea was 4 months ago. Maybe other people are saying like the same thing that don't even know each other, and you're asking them at different points. And like the thing is, we came up with this idea like last November. I think it was last November. And she never did anything with it. And now it's just like eating her up because she knows that this is what she wants to do. And I had to stop her and remind her that she was overthinking it. Because oftentimes that's what we do. And I need you to just clear your mind and to be focusing on what it is that you're trying to do without, overthinking it. Like, let's keep it freaking simple. If you're keeping it simple, you're doing it right. If you're overthinking it, you're complicating stuff. You're postponing your success. You're postponing your life. Like the dream life you want to live in. So just stop overthinking it. I know that's easier to say than do, but be more self-aware and be able to catch yourself when you're doing it. Take a step back. Go take a breather. Go do something. Come back and focus. Because right now, if you and I were together, we could probably brainstorm, like a lot of ideas, hundreds of different inventions, but maybe not take the action. And I bet you with over, the next few years, they'd probably come true. Anything that we just brainstormed together. So I want you to just stop thinking about it and just start doing things. Because the more you start doing things, the more you're going to be putting yourself out there, the more you have things to tweak, and the more you can do new things. Okay. So just stop overthinking and start doing, because it's going to help save you time and get you going, because a lot of people are thinking. There's not enough people doing, and I want you to be a doer. It just started raining outside, so that's another plus. I guess I can kind of like show y'all real fast what my office looks like since moving. So there's the outside. I guess you can't see the rain. And I'm looking at another response from someone that I'm not necessarily working with, but we're definitely friends, and we're talking about this program that she has going on, and she can't figure out why she couldn't fill it. And so some of the questions I want to bring up to you real fast would be, number one, are you being supported? Like, are you spiritually being supported? Okay, so on an emotional level, are you being supported and guided? And even having a business coach like me, I'm not saying that I am some, spiritual leader where I can talk to angels and I can do all kinds of things. I'm going to pray with you, but I am going to support you. I do have my faith in you, and I am more intuitive where I want to stay in alignment with you and, back up that gut feeling. And when I see your body language do something that's not right, I want to call you out on it and find what does make you feel right. So I think that's a big key, being supported in that way. And then my other thing is how many videos have you been doing? Because videos is the way to do things now. People want to hear you. They want to see you. That's what they want to do. They don't want to read. So I think that's where the marketplace is going. And I think that's why it's always been harder for me to want to show up in my emails, because I don't want to write. But then again, I have to remind myself that other people do want to hear from me in that way. So it kind of goes back and forth. And then I think another big thing is to always think about your profit margin. So when you're planning an event or something, you want to be able to think of that. But then also get creative. If you're having issues with filling something up, I want you to be able to think of, can you do a referral? Can you do some kind of giveaway where someone gets a discount to be in it? Can someone sign up for free? Like, I want you to be able to think outside of the box and not limit yourself to different fun. And then another thing that I have to say is, I think it's important for you to know your human design. This is something that is newer to me over the last few months, but I think when we can do our human design by knowing where we were born, what time, the date, kind of things, and having this to look at, you're gonna find that there's different things that are your strengths and different things that are your weaknesses. And in the past, I was doing a lot of my weaknesses without even noticing it. Like, I'm the kind of person that needs to wait for the invitation, but also I need to be aware that I wait for the invitation, because if I sit around waiting for the invitation for too long, nothing's going to happen, and I'm going to be in the same position, and I'll never reach out, and then I'll just, kill myself, not kill myself, but, like, stab myself in the back, because someone else at that point has already contacted them, and there goes my client. They're already working with someone. So I had to open up my eyes to a lot of things. So knowing your human design is super important. And if you're watching this, just go to humandesignsforusall.com. Let me verify that real fast. Yeah, Human Designs for Us All, like FOR. So that is something that I would think about too, because maybe you're not building your programs in the right way because you don't know like the design of yourself, the structure of how to do things on that kind of level. And I also think you need to also be aware of where your clients are at. So if you're doing some kind of mastermind program and you're in this time zone, but most of your clients are in this time zone over here, you need to be aware of that, because at that point, your time needs to reflect what they want versus what you want. Even though you are the ruler, you know, you are the business owner, you need to pick up on what it is that your clients want versus what it is that you want too, because at the end of the day, you want your clients and you want this. So would giving up one day a week at this certain time affect you? When planning a retreat, would most of your clients be flying in from over here? If so, let's check out, like, you know, the prices to fly. What are some of the risk factors? What are some of the things that they may struggle with getting over there? And also, is that a place that they desire to go? I think that those are important. And I'm kind of like just looking over all my questions from today that I have answered, so y'all can see that I do work. Like, I'm not sleeping on my couch or things like that. I also want to say, let's see what another one is. I also want to bring up the fact that I have a few people that are clients, that are potential clients, my dream clients need to hear this message. Even people in my personal life need to hear this. I never want you as a human, as you, to ever feel like someone else doesn't appreciate you, or someone else is frustrated with you, or someone else thinks that you're a waste of time. I don't want you to feel that way, because that is something that you're putting on yourself, and that's a huge burden. And I mean, I've done that in the past, and I know that I have anxiety from this kind of stuff, so I don't want you to have to struggle from that. But I want you to be more aware on your language, so be more conscious of it, because I've never been frustrated with any of my clients. I mean, there may be some points where we're like writing a sales page copy and you're deleting everything, and maybe I can go ahead and drop that out. Michelle, don't do that. But I've never been frustrated whether or not, you know, you get stuck or you feel like you haven't done enough in your business or things like that. And the thing is, like, everyone has their own time. And I want you to be present, and I want you to come up, and I want you, if you show up as 100% you, and you're not hiding, and you're not BSing me, and you're not BSing your clients, then I love you, you know? I don't want you to feel like you're a waste of time or something like that, because you're not. Because I know every single person has a different timeline. Every single person is going to get there in a different way. Everyone's going to have different dreams. Everyone's going to have a different beat of their drum. And because it's a different drum, it has a different beat, it has its different rhyme, and you know what? It has its different length of time. That kind of rhymed. Getting it. But the thing is, like, I knew I was going to be a late arrival when I had my learning disability. I went from the special ed, I went into the dyslexic, and then I graduated from that and graduated college in under 4 years. But the thing was, I knew I was going to do that. I knew I was going to get there, because my goal was to graduate college without anything. But I also knew it was going to take a lot of work and a lot of dedication, and overall, it was going to look awesome. But when you get down to like the details and the days and things like that, yeah, I was going to have hiccups. Yeah, I was going to have, you know, defeats where I would fail something. Yeah, there was going to be days where I would just be an emotional wreck, you know, wanting to cry and scream and not do my homework kind of thing, or not understanding. Yeah, there would be days where a teacher would call on me and I wouldn't even know how to pronounce a certain word, or I would just skip over it reading, or, you know, something like that. And it happens. And I don't want you to feel that if you get on a call and you didn't get anything accomplished, that you're a failure, because you're not. Because I totally believe that there are seasons to business, and it reflects on us. I mean, the industry too. I mean, if you know that there's a lot of sales that take place in February or in the summer or in the winter based on whatever industry you're in. And you know yourself that you are awesome because you have your human design. And if you know yourself, whether or not, you got to be going constantly or you need to be going in short bursts, or you're good for about a week and need a week off and then good for a week and a week off, then I need you to be aware of that, but pay attention to the industry. That way we can plan enough time to get there without rushing it off. Because I know that I'm sort of procrastinator. I know that. But I know that there's different things I want to do and I have to put different timelines on things. And I know I have to be aware of who I am as a human and know what I can handle and know my flow of things. Because if I know the flow of how I'm doing things, then you know what? We're going to get there. And I don't want you to feel like you didn't get anything accomplished one week and that's the end of it and your business is going to fail, because that's so not it. Because there's so many times where I do absolutely nothing. Like, to be honest, I have 4 contracts I need to send out. I have 4 different auto payments that I need to set up or tell someone else to set up for me. And I haven't even gotten to it today and it's already 1:11. So I don't want you to feel like you're never not enough and that you're a waste of time or things like that, because you're totally not. You are not. But that's all my message for right now. I'll tune back in later. So I've kind of been mentioning a lot lately that I love to stalk my clients. This is something I probably do in the morning and later on in the day. But like at different times during the day, I'll go and check on like their Facebook groups. If I've gotten any emails from them, I'll go into like the Google Drive folders to see if they've added anything. And I just kind of stalk them just so they know I'm watching. Big sister is watching instead of big brother, No, I'm kidding. But I do like to go and see what action they're taking, because again, so many people, they just think and they brainstorm and they do all that kind of stuff. But when it comes down to it, they're not taking the action. And I want my clients to take action. So toodaloo, going to stalk. Bye. Hey, I am driving home. I went to the post office to go mail out that card that I told you about this morning, and then I also mailed out my mother-in-law's Mother's Day gift, and went to go pick out some pre-workout and some protein powder. But I wanted to hop on because I was just thinking about some stuff based on like what clients were telling me today and some other messages I was getting. And I just want to remind you that, number one, you're totally worth your dreams and capable, and you're the only authority you need. And talking to some friends in the car, as I'm driving and stuff like that, they were kind of also mentioning what my clients were mentioning. And that is that there's a lot of people that want to apologize on who they are, and I don't want that to be you, because I know that that's something that I struggled with, and I did that a lot, and I wish that if I could take it back, I would never do that again. But I want you to start protecting yourself and from others taking yourself away from you, like stealing your identity. Like, I don't want you to feel like you should do anything. I want you to feel totally in alignment, and I want you to really dig into what you should be doing, like what you're really good at. Like, come up with a plan, guys. Like really look at it. Like, what is it that you're fucking awesome at, and how can we make that your lifestyle? Because there's so many people out there that just like hate their life, hate their job, hate everything. And I mean, you only get one life, and why would you want to hate every freaking day, and only live for the weekends? And I get that some people are meant to do that, but I mean, if you're watching this and you've made it to this late in the day, I don't even know the time at the moment, then you can't. Like, I want you to really, like, one of my clients, Connie, she mentioned that it's not about discovering who you are, it's in the finding of who you are. Meaning, like, it's you going out and living, and then you end up finding it. It's kind of like it being on like a treasure map, a treasure hunt, and you have the map, but you don't really know, like, you know where the X is, but you don't know the right path to get there, and eventually you're going to find the exact steps to take. But you need to really get clear on who you are as a person and really start auditing yourself. I'm always mentioning the feasibility study on yourself, on your business, on any idea you have, because you need to be feasible and you need to be aware of what it is. And I think another thing would be to be aware of who is in your life and who is affecting it, because I know that there's been times where I've kind of had to back away from certain people or gone closer to certain people based on like their energy and who they are as a person, because I want to be able to surround myself with high vibe people that are positive, because it tends to be like the negative ones that bring me down. And I know based on my human design that I've already mentioned that I need to be around people that lift me up, that are like that, because I don't create my own energy. My energy source comes from those around me. So I mean, technically I could be like a drama starter if I really wanted to, because if you have bad energy and you're talking shit about one person and then I'm going to go hang out with that person that you don't like, then I could be that drama starter, because that's the kind of energy. But I'm not saying that that's what I'm going to do, but like, my energy source comes from whatever energy I'm with. It's a reflection. I project it because I'm a projector when it comes to human design. So I wanted to bring that up because I think it's important for you to really understand who you are, audit yourself, and never apologize on who you are as a person. Don't do it. I don't want you to. Like, life happens. We are all humans, and it's okay to talk about how human you are, because I mean, there's terrible things every day. Like, I can tell you right now, today I'm like super freaking bloated, and there's been times where this morning I was laying on the bed talking to somebody, and I was literally almost falling asleep talking to on a discovery call this morning. Like, who does that? And I was already like dressed for the day wearing this. So I mean, things happen. Like, I'm human. I'm not perfect. I know a lot of other people will say that they do their calls with potential clients and their clients like in their office with their notepad and stuff like that. But to be honest, half the time I'm in my office, the other half of the time I'm in the living room, in the kitchen, outside, in my bedroom, really anywhere. I've even been on walks or driving, like I mentioned. Like you can do whatever you want in your business, but you need to make sure that like you are doing it. Like, you got to take action. But I just wanted to really come on. I know I'm rambling on at this point, but the thing is, don't apologize for who you are. Find out what you're really good at. So it's a rainy day today, but I thought it would be cool to show you part of my neighborhood on my way home. My husband interrupted us, so I didn't get to finish my thought, whatever I was saying. But yeah, I wanted to come back because I wanted to tell you about a business piece of things, but I wanted to show you real fast the lake, because this is my neighborhood. You just walk down and then there's the lake. But I wanted to come on because I wanted to talk real fast about pricing and things like that, because a lot of times it seems like people just pull numbers out of their ass, or they come up with pricing basically by looking at others. But I want you to do more than that, because that is part of it, because you want to validate your pricing. However, you also want to be able to validate whether or not you should be at that point. Like, do you have the experience level as them? Do you have the same features? Are they the same benefits? What are the results of your clients? You need to be thinking of these things in order to create your success. And you also need to look at yourself, and do you feel good about those prices? Because if you're not confident in them being that high, then you need to go lower. If you're not like feeling good because you think it's too low, then you need to go higher. And of course, that's just what you got to do. You have to make sure you feel good about your prices, but you also need to make sure that you are, I don't want to say like undercutting yourself, but you want to go in at the average of the industry. So pay attention to that, but validate it by knowing what prices you're worth, by knowing your experience level, your education level, your features, your results of it, and everything else like that. Because without all that,
and without feeling good about your prices, you're not going to sell anything. That's my little pointer. Hey, I just got home. I haven't told Brad about this whole blog idea, so we're going to go inside and we're going to go see what he says. But before that, I thought it'd be cool to kind of show you what the front of the house looks like, because I haven't posted any kind of photos about that. So, giving you a tour of my car real fast. It's a cedar house, so like the whole house is all cedar. It's pretty cool. We're going to power wash it all and then re-stain it with like a clear sealer. But yeah, and then my car's kind of messy because I got to take stuff to like the thrift store and back to Time Warner Cable, or I guess Spectrum, whatever it's called now. But yeah, I wanted to just give you a little tour.
But it's like a blog.
I don't know what a blog is.
You write your stuff. Like, I have one on my actual website, but this is going to be on video, so it goes on YouTube. Well, I mean, I share like my business tips.
Alright, Chris, let's just get to cooking. I'm hungry. I'm ready to live off queso again.
You ready to live off the queso again?
Yeah. Come on.
You don't like being on camera.
Nope.
You're gonna have to get used to it.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.